It's weird. The kind of sentiment that we are seeing from this player and the two fan bases involved, it's all over the place. Because when it comes to current Vancouver Canuck and former Edmonton Oiler Evander Kane, things have taken a very interesting turn in terms of the discourse surrounding him this offseason. Now, I don't think it takes a genius to understand just how big of a story this was when Evander Kane was traded over to Vancouver at the start of the offseason. The guy is 34 years old, recently turned 34, by the way, so belated happy birthday to him. He's making $5.125 million a year. His contract expires at the end of the upcoming year, and he had 0 points this most recent season in the regular season. 0 games played, but that still goes into a lot of Canucks fans' concerns about this guy. 12 points in 21 games in the postseason is actually not bad, but when you consider the penalty taking, the aging, and the contract being what it is, there were a lot of Canucks fans that expressed discontent with this contract acquisition. Now, I, for one, was actually pretty optimistic. I was saying, hey, this guy can score goals. This guy had 24 in the last full season he played. A few years ago, he had 22 in 43 games. Now, I get it, a few years ago is not now, so his body of work in the past, while it was riddled with kind of careless penalties and a lot of other issues off ice that we won't get into in this video, there is a good offensive player in Evander Kane somewhere in there. The question is whether or not he'll be able to bring that out in Vancouver. And there were enough arguments that I bought into that said that it would be okay. Like, hey, this is a contract year. This guy's want to go out there and probably put on his best foot. He also always seems to play very well on new teams. Never mind the fact that he's heading over to Vancouver, where he literally was a hometown Canucks fan, and this will probably be the most motivated he's ever been to suit up for a brand new team, considering it is Vancouver and considering the status they were at the most recent year. Evander Kane knows this team needs goal support, and if he's healthy, he's probably going to go out there and try to give them some goal support. But now, we're hearing some reports back from the Edmonton side of the pond. And I say pond like there is a pond. No, there isn't really a big body of water between Vancouver and Edmonton. I apologize for that. Let's head over onto a tweet made by the Two Mutts Hockey Podcast. We have cited these guys in the past. They apparently have sources somewhere in the hockey world that are worth listening to, and they've made some tweets that we've made videos about, to varying degrees of responses from Oilers and other NHL fans. But the Two Mutts Hockey Pod, based in Alberta, went out there and said this. We are hearing that Paul Coffey wasn't happy with the Edmonton Oilers management staff in regards to trading away Evander Kane to the Canucks. Coffey expressed why a player like Kane would be someone to keep and re-sign, because of how deep his connection is in the community. He lives in the city year-round. His connection with his teammates and team staff is also very strong. Kane brought a lot of people together and had a role within the team that will be hard to replace. There's some talk Coffey will have more say going forward on the player movement side because of this Evander Kane trade. As we all know, Paul Coffey is an advisor to Daryl Katz and his son, Harrison Katz. And this is absolutely not what I thought we'd be talking about today. The Oilers getting some buyer's remorse, or trader's remorse, on Evander Kane. How one person in the organization, who happens to be one of the best defensemen of all time, is very adamantly against the move itself. Now, if we scroll down and read some of the extra replies, it's business. Blonde loyalty to aging players is a huge reason why the decade of darkness ever happened. I will miss seeing Evander around the team, but clearing his salary was essential for the Oilers being able to extend their cup window. Great player, great in the community, overpaid. It's unfortunate, but that's how the sport works. It's a symptom of dedicating too much cap space to 4 players. Ask me how I know. Kane is just the first cap casualty. More are coming after McDavid's raise. And this is something that I think a lot of Oilers fans have talked about over the past few weeks since the Evander Kane trade. It's an idea that a lot of Canucks fans don't seem to really grasp, is that Oilers fans kind of appreciated this dude. Sure, they didn't appreciate the penalties towards the end of the finals there, but common sentiment from Oilers fans seemed to be very positive in regards to Evander Kane and the performance he had displayed in Edmonton. Not just on the ice, but off it. This guy was a community leader. He had a big voice and he used it well to support people in Edmonton, and there was a lot of good that Evander Kane did that would go directly against a lot of his reputation when he was in Winnipeg and then Buffalo and San Jose and all that. There are a lot of issues and baggage that Evander Kane brings into a locker room. But by all accounts, ever since the guy became a full-time father and started doing his charitable acts in Edmonton, a lot of that reputation has gone away, and it seems like a lot of Edmonton fans have been very, very happy with the work that Evander Kane did in the community. In fact, that's not even it, because Evander Kane, he's still in Edmonton during certain parts of the summer. He was at the wedding, and then he also was suiting up in Edmonton Beer League 2 days ago. Take a look at this. He's got Canucks pants. He's got a Philadelphia-inspired jersey. The gloves are Oilers gloves. I mean, this guy's going out there with a whole bunch of Beer League swag. FAAFO is back, spending time in the summer in this Edmonton Beer League. Here are the stats from the game that he had played. And if you take a look at it, all right, well, Broad Street Bullies, 8-3 win over the Leftovers. FAAFO, free agent AFO, went out there and scored 4 points, 2 goals and 2 assists, and 0 penalty minutes in the game. He's number 25 on the Broad Street Bullies, and if you take a look at it, yeah, Evander Kane's wearing number 25 on the Broad Street Bullies. So Kane is spending time in Edmonton still, and this guy is going out there rocking a Simpsons Philadelphia-inspired jersey. A lot of people are going out here on the Oilers subreddit talking about Evander Kane. I wonder if he's keeping his house in Edmonton. Seems like most of his social media is still in Edmonton. Goodness, I'm an Oilers fan knowing this. 4 points in a beer league versus McDavid and Draisaitl, 0. We traded away the wrong player, I guess. Pretty sure his family is still staying at the brand new house he built. I've seen him a couple of times at my golf course in Highlands. Dude changed the whole dynamic of the team after he got going. He had a rough finals, but that was more of a horrible officiating and Florida flopping situation instead. We even have a reply saying Edmonton changed Evander's life. I kind of thought he would stay, with regards to some of the charitable endeavors and having a good reputation off the ice, although it's probably a good time for him to play at home. He still seems pretty strong despite the toll injuries have had on him at this point in his career. And so, when it comes to this, this is a really interesting way to dive into Evander Kane and his incorporation to the Canucks lineup. If the fans are starting to say, yeah, I know, I thought we'd keep him. If management, Paul Coffey in particular, is like, yeah, why the hell did you trade this guy? I kind of wonder if this can be a super underrated pickup for the Vancouver Canucks. It's all going to depend on if he scores points, if he scores goals, and if he stays out of the gosh darn penalty box. If this guy gets 25 goals this upcoming year, which I think is a big ask, but it's not totally unreasonable, then I think the $5 million is kind of worth it. Who knows? Speculation ensues at whether or not Evander Kane's actually going to stick around in Edmonton after this contract expires. Who really knows if that's the case? But for now, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, how apparently people in the Edmonton Oilers organization are very much regretting this trade with the Canucks. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.